Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about Kirchhoff's laws. So this Kirchhoff's laws, you'll be dealing with it from your school days, from your higher school days, and now we deal it in terms of electrical engineering perspective, very practical way. So let us see about Kirchhoff's. The scientist who stated this Kirchhoff's laws is Gustav Kirchhoff. He's a European scientist, and he stated this law in 1800s, and this law is even used till date. So in all the devices which we use, either electrical, electronic devices, all the electrical networks surrounded us, so they're all based on this Kirchhoff's law stated by the scientist Gustav Kirchhoff. So we'll go with the next one. So Kirchhoff's laws are basically divided into two laws. The first law is Kirchhoff's current law, which is termed as KCL mostly. And later the second law is Kirchhoff's voltage law, which is mostly said as KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So if it is a parallel circuit, we mostly use Kirchhoff's current law. And for series circuit, we use Kirchhoff's voltage law. We'll go with the next one. So Kirchhoff's current law. So what is the Kirchhoff's current law statement goes like? It states that the algebraic sum of currents at a node is equal to 0. Or it also states that the current entering at the node is equal to the current leaving at the node. So this is how the statement goes like. And this Kirchhoff's law tells about a very one important word called node. Node or a junction actually. So at the junction, the entering currents is equal to leaving currents, or the algebraic sum of currents at a node or a junction is equal to 0. That's how it goes. And Kirchhoff's law talks about law of conservation of charge because it deals with current. Current is rate of change of charge. So it states that in any particular circuit, the charge is going to remain constant. So you can see it is basically given by sigma in is equal to sigma I out. So we'll go to the next law. So Kirchhoff's law explanation here. So you can see at this particular junction, you can see I1 is coming towards the node. I2 is also coming towards the node. I3 is coming towards the node. Whereas I4 is moving away from the node. I5 is moving away from the node. And I6 is also moving away from the node. So here we can state that, so incoming currents is equal to outgoing currents. I1 is incoming current, I2 is incoming current, I3 is incoming current, whereas I4, I5 and I6 are outgoing currents. So as per the Kirchhoff's current law, I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to I4 plus I5 plus I6. So that's how this is being there. And basing on the Kirchhoff's law, we do an experiment circuit analysis called nodal analysis. So later we go for the next law or the second law of Kirchhoff's laws, which is called as Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what does the Kirchhoff's voltage law tells? The algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop is equal to 0. So the word closed loop or mesh comes from this Kirchhoff's voltage law. So the next topic after this Kirchhoff's voltage law is going to be mesh analysis, where we use this Kirchhoff's voltage law again. So here, because we are talking about the voltage is produced whenever there is a passage of the current. If you multiply voltage and current, we get the power. So in the similar way, we get the energy actually. So energy is equal to power into time. So we got the power. So as it goes with respect to the time. So here this Kirchhoff's voltage law talks about law of conservation of energy. So sigma V total is equal to 0. So that's what we are going to get. Sigma V total is equal to 0 is being stated by Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now let us go to the explanation of Kirchhoff's voltage law. If you can look at this circuit, so here this Vs is a supply voltage. V1 is voltage drop across this resistance R1. V2 is voltage drop across this resistor R2. V3 is voltage drop across resistor R3. V4 is voltage drop across resistor R4. V5 is voltage drop across resistor R5. V6 is voltage drop across resistor R6 and V7 is voltage drop across resistor R7. So if you can look here, so you can see the positive meets negative, 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 but negative meets negative here and positive meets positive here. So these all of them, as stated in my active elements video, So when opposite polarities meet, we have addition. When same polarities meet, as like negative meets negative here and positive meet positive here, we have to make a subtraction. So here we can apply mesh analysis for the single closed loop or single mesh, and we get the equation like V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5 plus V6 plus V7 minus Vs is equal to 0. So if this minus Vs goes on to the other side, Vs is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5 plus V6 plus V7. Or the supply voltage provides the voltages for all the 7 resistors. So that's why we write Vs is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5 plus V6 plus V7. So this is how Kirchhoff's voltage law is being stated. Now, as Kirchhoff's current law KCL and Kirchhoff's voltage law KVL are being done, let us see the differences between KVL and KCL. So KCL, what does it state? The algebraic sum of voltages at a particular node is equal to 0. What does KVL says to? The algebraic sum of voltages in a mesh or closed loop equal to 0. So KCL talks about node, KVL talks about closed loop or mesh. And after that, what is the advancement? By using KCL, we can do nodal analysis. By using KVL, we can do mesh analysis. By using KCL, KCL talks about law of conservation of charge, whereas KVL talks about law of conservation of energy. So these are the 3 primary differences between KVL and KCL. So we'll go to the next one. So here is another explanation about Kirchhoff's laws for both. As I said, that whenever it is a series circuit, we use KVL. Whenever it is a parallel circuit, we use KCL. So the explanation for this, go through this slide like this. So here you can see the supply voltage. Current always moves from higher potential to lower potential. So current is moving like this. So this is your current I. And it produces a potential of voltage drop across resistor R3, voltage drop across resistor R2, voltage drop across resistor R1. What is voltage drop across resistor R3? You have current and you have resistance. According to Ohm's law, so V is equal to I into R. So the drop across resistance R3 is I into R3. The drop across the resistor R2 is I into R2. The drop across the resistance R1 is I into R1. For all these drops, so this is the source actually, or this provides the drop. So I into R1 plus I into R2 plus I into R3 minus Vs is equal to 0. Or Vs is equal to I into R1 plus I into R3 plus I into R2 plus I into R3 actually. So that's how you are going to see here. Here you can see, because it is a series circuit, the current is going to remain same in this circuit. So this is your Kirchhoff's voltage law being applied. Let us look for another circuit which are connected in parallel. So this is a voltage source which is parallel to resistance R1, R2, R3. And the total current I is given by this circuit. I is dividing into 3 parts. I1, which passes through resistance R1. I2, which passes through resistor R2, and I3, which passes through resistor R3. So I can write I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. This is my Kirchhoff's current law. But what is the voltage? The voltage drop across resistance R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3, because in parallel, voltage is going to be same. Now, what is voltage across resistance R1? It is I1 into R1. The voltage drop across resistor R2 is I2 into R2. The voltage drop across resistor R3 is I3 into R3. So these voltages are same. I1 into R1 is equal to I2 into R2 is equal to I3 into R3. So all the voltages are same, which is equal to supply voltages, because it is a parallel circuit. So with that, I end my presentation here. There is a very funny note which generally passes through all the social media and the groups. So here in India, we have this kind of, combined or very complex kind of electrical network. So people keep asking about whether Kirchhoff's laws are satisfied in this kind of scenario. Yes, wherever there's a node, there's a closed loop, KVL and KCL are going to be valid. So with that statements, I thank you very much for going through this video. And in the next video, we'll talk about what different definitions being dealt in electrical circuits, so that we can go to the next topics of electrical engineering. Thank you very much.